Hi, everybody. Welcome to Breeders Cup Focus. Dan Illman along with Mike Beer taking a look at the major contenders for this year's Breeders Cup Juvenile Fillies. We'll take a look at the major contenders. They are ranked in preliminary morning line odds order. These morning line odds compiled by our colleague David Aragona. Co-favorites from the West Coast, Bast from the Bob Baffert barn at 7-2. From the East Coast, Wicked Whisper, 7-2 on the morning line. British Idiom won the prestigious Alcibiades. She is at 4-1, and we'll talk about this intriguing debut winner, Donna Valachi, 9-2. Fourth choice. We'll start with Bast. She was odds on last time out in the Chandelier Stakes. The complexion of the race changed completely at the start when the speed dropped the jockey. Maybe Bast was a little bit too close to the pace, but look at those fractions, Mike. They're absolutely walking, and Bast has to do a lot of work.
Yeah, she doesn't exactly win like a 1-5 shot should in this race, but she's going to get it done at the end. So far, she hasn't really made that many mistakes. She was very green first time out, didn't break well, but she showed talent first time out, even though she didn't win, and she's come forward since then. We'll see what happens. She wasn't that impressive last time, Dan, but you sort of suspect that she'll do a little bit better than that as time goes on.
I agree, and maybe she'll be better with a couple of targets in front of her. She does look like a hard-trying sort that's reaching out for ground and wants to beat you. As for Wicked Whisper, she has not worked hard in 2 starts. Very impressive debut winner at Saratoga, and then they stepped her up to the Frisette at a 1-turn mile, and she went right to the front, and here she is just basically under hands and heels urging. Frank's Rocket on the outside has been withdrawn from this race. She is on the original list, but just as we came into tape, Bill Mott says that Frank's Rocket will not be running. This was another visually impressive win for Wicked Whisper, who now has to tackle 2 turns at Santa Anita.
Yeah, she's going to have some things to overcome. Breeders' Cup Day, not only the 2 turns and a little bit more distance, but some better horses as well. That she hasn't broken a sweat in her first 2 starts.
Like Bast, British Idiom has passed the 2-turn test and did so very nicely at Keeneland. She got right up close to the pace in the Alcibiades. She was in between horses, got to the outside, and then she made a looping run on the turn and just break this race wide open. Now, there are some really good fillies in this race, like Perfect Alibi, and British Idiom was a no doubt about it winner.
Yeah, this is a thoroughly dominant win. A filly who sprinted first time out at Saratoga and won that race pretty impressively. They stretched her right out and stepped her right up into a grade 1 in her second start. She passed with flying colors. She was really impressive.
And now the buzz horse is Donna Valachi for Simon Callahan, who made her debut just about a month ago, and she destroyed a field sprinting. She was no secret. We're going to take a look at that race. She was, I believe, odds on 3-5 turning into the stretch, and she wins like a 3-5 shot should. She got a very fast buyer speed figure, and this is a big ask, stretching out second time out in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and you know she's going to take money, but perhaps with her inherent talent, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what she does. Obviously, she'll be facing some really talented and more seasoned horses, but I mean, it's hard not to be impressed with the debut run that she put in. There's a lot of class in her family, too. Her second dam is Cash Run. I believe she was a Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner in her own right. She's got the pedigree, she's got the look, she's got the speed figures, she's got the talent. There's a lot to like.
Let's throw up the list one more time for this year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Again, Frank's Rocket withdrawn earlier this morning. And again, like with the Colts, I think there are some very talented horses at the top of this division. Wicked Whisper, Bast, British Idiom, Donna Valachi. What about a horse like Lazy Daisy, who's flying under the radar? I think she's done some good things. She's going to have to improve.
Yeah, she is going to have to improve. But yeah, you're right. Flying under the radar is a good way to put it. She was no match for Bast in the Del Mar debutante, but they shipped her to Churchill. She won around 2 turns in the Graded Stakes Company, and she looks like she's improving.
Can you give Perfect Alibi an excuse for the Alcibiades, or do you think she was just one of those early 2-year-olds that preferred shorter distances and now they've caught up to her?
I wouldn't necessarily give her an excuse. Her problem heading into that race and now even coming out of it is she's just not that fast. She's very game. She's shown that if you get her into a fight, she wants to beat you. She just doesn't run a fast race yet.
Comical 15-1 on the morning line has done some good things. Do you feel that, though, that she's the kind of filly that needs things to break her way from a trip standpoint?
I think so. I actually like her a lot as a horse. I was interested to see how she would do stretched out last time. I mean, I guess you would say that she did pretty well. She ran Bast to a neck in there and just wasn't really giving in at the end. maybe I want to see it again, Dan, but she's going to be probably going to be a pretty big price in this race.
15-1 on David Aragona's morning line. It's going to be tough to see who the favorite is here. I wouldn't be surprised if Donna Valachi goes off favorite, despite only have one start on her resume. Wicked Whisper, so visually impressive, has to handle 2 turns. You've got the Baffert factor with Bast, and British Idiom, very impressive, winning from off the pace, going 2 turns at Keeneland. Looks like a really strong edition of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies.